My grandmother's dog predicts whenever my mother calls. Posted by u/Joe Knows Stuff. Alright, so I am not usually a conspiracy or supernatural believer, but I have had many moments in my life like this one I am about to describe to you that I just simply cannot explain. My grandmother owns a cute and rather old Bichon Frise dog named Spunky. For most of my life that I have known him, and from what I have been told, he has behaved relatively like a normal dog. However, there is one strange thing that he is able to do that I simply do not understand. Whenever my mother calls, regardless of the time, day, or location, her dog instantly begins to bark. Now I know that it is not inherently crazy for dogs to bark to a phone ringing or any loud noise for that matter. For some reason, he only barks whenever my mother is on the other line. Also, let me clarify, he barks before my grandmother even has time to get up from her chair or stop whatever she is doing to answer the phone. So, just from the ringing, the dog is able to tell that it is my mother calling. Whenever my grandmother used to describe this phenomenon to me a couple of years back when this whole situation began, I always laughed it off or thought she was a little crazy due to her age. But, not too long ago, I was at her house celebrating the 4th of July, my mind was changed. Now I arrived at her house a couple of hours earlier than my mother cause I wanted to be able to spend more time with her, and I heard her phone ring. Instantly, the dog begins to bark and my grandmother laughs that it is my mother. I laugh with her stating, "What are the odds?" Hell, I sure as hell stopped laughing when it was my mother saying that she would be arriving soon. I shrugged this off as a mere coincidence, but throughout the day, whenever the phone rang, the dog remained silent or didn't even bother looking up. It would be safe to say that for the rest of the day I was seriously freaked out. All in all, I have no explanation as to why this dog, 11 years of age, suddenly has psychic abilities. Also, thanks for reading this. I apologize for it being a little lengthy. Edit. I know that this is going to make my original post sound made up or fake, but this past weekend my grandmother's beloved pet tragically passed away. He enjoyed a long 15 years of life filled with love and care. So, to all of you who wanted me to record him doing this weird phenomenon, I apologize dearly. Thank you for all of the upvotes though, they are greatly appreciated. Stranger warned me about future. Posted by u/Hilepaw. I don't usually post stuff anywhere but I just remembered this story and haven't got anyone to tell it to, so I thought I'd share it here. This happened years ago but I still remember it like it happened yesterday. I was with my boyfriend at the time waiting for a bus on a really long main road. As we were waiting I happened to see an old lady walking in our direction from ages away. Something about her really caught my attention. She was small and old but was hobbling towards us so quickly and with what seemed such purpose. I don't know why but I just felt like she was looking straight at me even though she was kind of far away. As she got closer I noticed she was indeed looking at me with a warm smile on her face, slightly out of breath. Just full on staring at me. She crossed the road and walked straight up to me as if she had known me for a lifetime. She put her arms on my shoulders and told me, "You are the sole proprietor of your own body." She just stood there smiling at me. She seemed relieved as if she made it just in time to give me this message. It wasn't creepy at all. Just a bit confusing, and so I asked her to explain what she meant. She simply said, "Nobody can touch you if you don't let them, my dear. It is your body. Nobody can put their hands on you if you don't allow it." And just like that she left. Literally that same day was the first time my ex was physically violent with me. This always stuck with me. Not saying she was an angel or something, maybe just a really batshit crazy lady with good timing, but just something I never forgot. Thanks for reading if you made it this far. Smile. Edit. Guy just woke up at 3 a.m. and saw these comments. I knew Reddit people were nice but not this nice. Thanks for taking the time to read this and comment your thoughts or kind words. Saw someone at a hospital in Boston, while they were at a hospital in NJ, and they seemed to recognize me. Posted by u/Synthetic American. My mom had several doctor's visits canceled the last few months, due to COVID precautions taken at a hospital near Boston. She decided to try to get them all done on the same day. So I planned to spend a good amount of time at the hospital to help her out. I live in NJ, and traveled up to Boston to take her to her various appointments. Since they were restricting non-critical appointments, it was quiet the whole time I was there, and I hardly saw any patients walking around. Towards the end of the visit, having brought her to her last appointment of the day, I went and sat in the waiting room. At the end of the hallway, I could see the door to the area for cancer patients. I was there for about 45 minutes, and during that time, only one patient exited the room. I could not see her whole face due to the COVID mask, but from the eyes, nose, and build, she looked exactly like a friend of mine from NJ. She was looking at me as though she knew me. As she gets closer, she stops and says, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to stare, but you look just like someone I know. I say haha, you look like someone I know, too. We laugh, and she continues walking to the end of the hallway, and while I thought it was just a funny coincidence, there was something spooky about it I couldn't shake. I chalked it up to the spooky atmosphere of a practically empty hospital. The next day, my friend from NJ calls me. We chit-chat a bit, and I was thinking of telling her my story, but before I get a chance, she says, I haven't told many people this yet, but I have cancer, and yesterday I had my first treatment. From the timeline she describes, she was having her first cancer treatment in NJ at exactly the same time I saw her double in the cancer wing at the hospital in Boston. Most likely just a strange coincidence, but who the heck knows. Nearly forgot about this one, posted by u/Shandor Yarpklagain. About 2 years ago I was driving home with my daughter. We are passing this tiny town, literally 2 streets, and as we get to the edge of town we see my other car heading towards us. While it isn't a super rare car, I have some minor modifications on it so it stands out a bit more than the others on the road that coupled with who was driving it both of us knew it was my wife. Again in the area I live my wife stands out quite a bit. So as we pass we wave at each other and my daughter asks where's mom going? I decide to call the wife and ask her where she's headed because I just bought something to make for everyone. Me, hey how's it going? Where are you headed? Wife, nowhere. Me, awk. When are you going to be home so I know how much to make? Wife, what do you mean? Me, we just passed you on road name a minute ago and town name. Wife, I didn't go anywhere I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. Me, what? No way we just passed you, we got a clear look at the driver and it was you, wearing the same jacket and everything. Seriously where did you go? Wife, sends pic of her on couch. Me, okay then. If you don't want to tell me that's fine. I'm almost home now. Bye. I'm aggravated at this point thinking she's just being a smartass. We pull up, and the car's in the driveway, cold, hasn't been moved or started and the wife had been home the entire time. Both my daughter and I can't believe it. We saw her clear as day, waved and everything there is no explanation for this. Same stuff, different day. Posted by u/Darkenford, on March the 23rd 2020 I delivered to a customer. I'm a truck driver. I'm required to be on the docks of my customer to confirm my deliveries. About halfway through the delivery, the receiver turns to the forklift driver and says to him, "Hey, I forgot to tell you, but I cooked for my daughter last night. She was in town so I had the pleasure to cook for her." The forklift driver replied, "Oh yeah? That's great. What did you cook for her?" "I cooked stuffed bell peppers." My daughter loves stuffed bell peppers. Meanwhile at the opposite end of the dock, an argument is getting heated by a couple of younger employees. It's getting bad enough that it takes the three of our attention away from their conversation and our work. So I ask where is the supervisor? In which, the receiver replies, "He's not gonna do anything, I don't know how he got the job." To this the forklift driver says, "I'm just glad that I'm nearing retirement. This time next year I'll be at home and not fooling with any of this." The next time I deliver to this customer is August 10th 2020. About halfway through the load the receiver says, "Hey." At this point I get a very euphoric deja vu feeling. "I forgot to tell you but I cooked for my daughter last night." I knew she was going to say that. I know what the forklift driver's response was going to be. It played out exactly the way it played out on March 23rd. Exactly, even the argument at the opposite end of the dock. It was the strangest thing that's ever happened to me. I've had deja vu, that seems like you've been there before but you don't know the turnout. It feels familiar after it's taken place. But this specific moment, this was not deja vu. This was a replay. Facial expressions, responses about the supervisor and retirement. I almost wanted to change my question about the supervisor but I decided not to. I decided to let it play out. But I knew about the stuffed bell peppers as soon as the receiver said hey. Any thoughts?
Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe for more videos.